Welcome, everyone, to Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada, and live coverage of NCAA men's basketball, GNAC action between the Simon Fraser Red Leafs and the Montana State Billings Yellowjackets, live from the West Gym here. About to begin on top of Burnaby Mountain. My name is Wilson Wong, here with Jacob Lazar, and we're going to be bringing you the commentary for tonight's game between the Red Leafs and the Yellowjackets. Jacob, the Yellowjackets, one of the two leading teams in the GNAC after St. Martin's won today, and SFU trying to regain some of the momentum it had maybe in the earlier parts of the season. Should be an exciting game between these two, as SFU is coming off a 92-72 loss to Seattle Pacific here on Thursday, and then Montana State Billings was at Western Washington on Thursday. They beat the Vikings by a score of 80-76, so it should be a good matchup here between these two teams tonight.
Yeah, and I thought SFU had a really good start to the game on Thursday. The first 5 or 6 minutes, they looked like they were going to kind of take control and settle things down, which is what you want to do on home court. Get settled in, get that crowd behind you. But then things started to unravel a little bit, and Seattle Pacific shot really well from three, and they rode that good three-point effort to a 20-point win. So I want to see SFU defend the three better today. Less open looks, make this MSUB team earn it from beyond the arc. Going into Bellingham and beating Western Washington isn't easy. That doesn't really matter what year it is, who's playing for them. That's not an easy win for anybody. So coming off of that win, they've had a lot of travel. They're up here in Burnaby now. I think a good start and then that good three-point defense early on is going to be vital for the Red Leafs to have a chance here tonight.
Montana State shot 6 of 24 at Western Washington from behind a three. They were 6 of 15 in the first half for 40%, but then went 0 for 9 in the second half. So we'll see if the Yellowjackets can maintain some consistency. They won, despite that shooting performance in the second half there. They shot just about 29% in the second half overall from the field, while Western Washington was a bit more consistent. So we'll see how that goes as Montana State Billings brings a roster where 5 players scored in the double digits against Western Washington. And then, as we chatted a little bit about, SFU had a good start, and then Seattle Pacific came on strong, as of course they're one of the stronger teams in the league. Emmanuel Oladele leading the team leading SFU in scoring 15 points on Thursday, and then 10 each from George Lefebvre and going to read that. Zach Stone here. Got to make sure the score is correct. Yeah. Elliot Demakelangan had 7 rebounds to lead SFU. Once again, I think for SFU, you're going to see 1 or 2 or 3 of the freshmen kind of have to play a big role for them this year. They are shorthanded. They're not playing with a full complement of players just due to injury. So it's been very tough for this Red Leafs team to find, I think, consistency in a lineup that works. And as we talked about, the freshmen, the guys that maybe we weren't expecting to kind of have to provide that kind of contribution, will have to do so to help the Red Leafs down the stretch here and get some victories.
Just to jump in there, Wilson, I think something that they were doing well early in the season was the freshmen were stepping up. Yep. We saw big games from Emmanuel Oladele, from Jimmy Zaborniak. And now that those performances aren't coming as frequently, they're struggling sometimes to score. So, could we see one of those guys step up again? I want to see Jimmy Zaborniak get going from 3 again. And I thought Oladele actually had a really good game yesterday. Maybe see a few more minutes out of him. See him produce a little bit more. And just quickly, I want to point something out here. Looking from Montana State Billings last game, they got to the line 22 times and they hit 20 of those free throws. If SFU wants to win this game, they cannot let them shoot 22 free throws, and they certainly cannot let them score 20 points from the charity stripe. That's a recipe for disaster.
Well, we'll see how things turn out. We're about set for the opening tip-off. We will have, of course, the national anthems and the starting lineups. We will have the starting lineups for you as well here on Red Leafs TV. Thank you for joining us. Just to continue that conversation for just a bit, there's not a lot of easy games to be found in the GNAC. We're not going to see a lot of instances where you can count on a victory here and there. So it's going to be tough for teams down the stretch. We see at the top of the standings, St. Martin's and Montana State Billings, two teams that are leading the league here and undefeated in GNAC play. So we'll see if SFU can knock off one of the league leaders like the SFU women did today at Central Washington. They defeated the number 24 ranked Wildcats in Moses Lake today. So we will see if the men can join them on the winning track tonight. And the national anthems are done. We are about to introduce the starting lineup for tonight's game here at the West Gym in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada, between the Simon Fraser Red Leafs, the home team, in white, and the Montana State Billings Yellowjackets in blue. The starting lineup for the Yellowjackets, wearing number 1, a 6-foot guard, Jawan Tot. Wearing number 4, 6'8" forward, senior, number 4, Bilal Shabazz. 6'7" guard, junior, number 5, Stephen Richardson. 6'2" guard senior, number 13, Carrington Wiggins, and wearing number 32, 6'11" sophomore center, Emmanuel Ajanaku, for the Yellowjackets, who are coached by Mick Durham in his 5th season, a graduate of Montana State. For the Red Leafs, starting at guard, number 3, junior, David Penny, 6'1". Wearing number 15, guard forward, 6'5", senior, number 15, Jamal Wright. Number 20 at guard, sophomore, 6'4", Elliot Demakilangan. Forward, 6'8", 205, number 23, Nigel Hilton. And wearing number 34, 6'8", sophomore forward, George Lefebvre. Hilton is a freshman, and Lefebvre a sophomore, a transfer from the University of Vermont. And we will see, I think, the bench, a good rotation of the SFU bench. They're not playing with a lot of players. I think they're playing with 11 today, so it's going to be a situation where everyone will need to step up for the Red Leafs to gain a victory here tonight. And we're just about set here at the West Gym. Thank you for joining us. We thank you for spending your time with us, and I'm sure there's a lot of you listening from Montana, from Billings, around the state of Montana, and we thank you for spending your Saturday night with us here on the West Coast. Montana State Billings will be wearing navy blue with white colors. The SFU Red Leafs, coached by Steve Hansen in his 7th season, will be in white with red numbering. Lefebvre is at center, taking the opening tip-off for SFU, while Ajanaku wins it for Montana State Billings, and we are underway. The Yellowjackets setting up in their half-court. Wiggins over to the sideline. Back up to the top of the circle. Shabazz looked at a shot. Tot feeds the ball inside. Turnaround hook shot strong, but a foul will be called on the play as Ajanaku able to get that shot off and then draw the foul.
I mean, you don't want to send the team to the line so early in the game. I'd like to see a replay on that. I don't know how egregious any contact was. It looked like pretty good defense from Nigel Hilton there, but regardless, MSUB looking to open the scoring.
The first foul shot is going to be strong from Montana State Billings. As a team, they're shooting 73.6% on the season from the foul line.
Ajanaku's only 61% himself, though, so definitely below that team average.
That one short as he made the adjustment, but I think over-adjusted, and the rebound controlled by Wright, who hands off to Demakilangan for SFU. Working to his right, hands off to David Penny. Into the corner, Hilton, baseline drive, feeds inside Lefebvre. Nice move inside, and he opens the scoring.
Nice finish by Lefebvre at the basket there. Swinging those arms around, making it look pretty as it drops it in to open the scoring.
SFU led 21-11 against Seattle Pacific in the first half on Thursday, but the Falcons were able to end the half on a big run and extend it into the second half. Ball fed inside, the turnaround. Ajanaku can't get that shot to go as he was double-teamed, and a nice double-team there by the SFU defense. Hilton out to Demakilangan. Gets instructions from the SFU bench. Demakilangan going baseline, back up top. Lefebvre feeds Hilton, open for three, and he makes the triple, and it's an early 5-0 lead for SFU.
That was a great play by Demakilangan. He floated in under the basket, got the ball out to Lefebvre, kicked it to Hilton, and that's the kind of offense we want to see from this SFU team.
And the Yellowjackets can't respond on that long-distance shot. And so SFU getting another stop here in the early moments of this GNAC game. Into the baseline, Lefebvre, out to Penny. Penny getting another screen from Lefebvre into the foul line. Out to Demakilangan, looked at a shot, then penetrates, pulls up at the foul line, and makes it from the right elbow. SFU up 7-0 early here against Montana State Billings. Yellowjackets coming into this game with an 11-4 record overall and undefeated in 5 conference games. SFU at 5-9 with an 0-4 GNAC record. 6 to shoot for the Yellowjackets. On the drive inside, and it's Joniku making the two-handed flush.
Good patience by MSUB, waiting for that open man, and then a Joniku under the basket with an easy dunk. He's not going to miss those, that's for sure.
Transfer from Gillette College, originally from Nigeria. Right, Hilton. SFU leading 7-2 here, 16:54 to go before halftime. DeMacalangan, shot clock running down. Hilton, ball knocked away and taken by Richardson. And then now Shabazz, back up top to Richardson. Jawan Tott, Joniku, and now Wiggins. Everyone touching the ball here for Montana State Billings, and then they convert on that 3 from the left side.
Senior Carrington Wiggins with a deep 3. And just like that, the Yellowjackets are heating up and right back into this game.
See if SFU can provide an answer on this possession. DeMacalangan. Hilton. He's open for 3. That one just short. Joniku taking that rebound. Jawan Tott working against Penny to the hoop. Strong. Might have been a block there.
Good hustle regardless from David Penny. Pressuring full court and then following his man back. Good speed and then contesting the shot under the basket.
So now Penny has the ball here. Throws up a shot and will draw the foul. So
Can't see the official. I'm going to assume that's 2 shots. He looked like he was inside the 3-point line, but way to draw the contact and get himself to the line. And I think we're going to take our first time out here, Wilson.
So the foul going against Montana State Billings. Going against number 13, Wiggins. So we will take this short break here. I think we're going to stay here as we are early in the first half between SFU and Montana State Billings. We'll give you some stats. Sorry, I'm just right by the printer, so I'm grabbing things I maybe shouldn't be. After 4 minutes and 15 seconds of play, 17 seconds of play, we have the leading scorer for SFU, Hilton with 3 points, and then Lefebvre and DeMacalangan with 2 each. Wiggins with 3, and Joniku with 2 on that dunk. And 2 assists each for the teams, as we are, as we said, quite early here. SFU starting the game with the first 7 points, and then Montana State Billings has responded with the last 5. You're watching GNAC Men's Basketball here on Red Leafs TV. Wilson Wong here with Jacob Lazar. And we wanted to, of course, highlight the SFU Red Leafs women's basketball team as they got a huge win tonight in Moses Lake, Washington, as they defeated number 24 ranked Central Washington 65-57. When we have more time later on, we can talk a little bit more about that, give you some of the more
big win for the ladies, though. Very big win there, and they're starting to look good. Definitely. We'll definitely talk about that women's team who will be back here in the West Gym on Thursday, and definitely excited to see them back on the home court.
David Penny at the line and making the first foul shot. So breaks this mini Billings run here. 5 straight points for the Yellowjackets, and then now 2 from the junior guard for SFU. Joniku across to his right. Now back up top. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Richardson can't get that shot to go, gets his own rebound, and then we'll reset in the half court. On the drive, that time short on the penetration is Wiggins, and SFU getting the stop. Oladele, one of the freshmen we talked about. One of the leading scorers for this team as well. Primarily coming off the bench like he did just now. Hands off to Penny. Being checked by Tot. 8 to shoot. Penny trying to find room in the paint. Leans in but can't get that shot to go. And Shabazz coming down with the ball. Tot. Ball fed inside. Ajanaku out to the wing. Wiggins back up to the semicircle. And then now Ajanaku now at the left blocks. Across to the right wing. Wiggins. 10 to shoot. Wiggins trying to find room. Pulls up. Long three. And it will bounce off the rim and out of bounds for team rebound. SFU ball.
Yeah, both Zach Stone and Elliot Demaculangan closed out on that. Not an easy shot when you have two hands in your face. That's the defense that I'm really happy to see from SFU here. That's something they weren't doing last game against Seattle Pacific. And the Falcons shot the lights out. So far, looking much cleaner from SFU on their own end of the floor.
And it's tough to kind of maintain that level of defensive intensity when that team is that successful on the floor.
Absolutely. It's a catch-22, right? You need those strong closeouts, tight defense, especially on the perimeter. But when that lead starts getting bigger, it makes it harder and harder to keep that energy up.
Seattle Pacific, I believe, was in single digits in turnovers as well. So hard game for SFU, but they have responded well as we thought they would.
Yep, it's been a very good start for them in the first 6 minutes here.
There was a Montana State Billings foul, so SFU getting possession, maintaining possession. And then Oladele finds the net from the corner, makes it a 12-5 game for the Red Leafs.
Manuel has been so consistent, especially with his three-point shooting. You mentioned usually a lot, or coming off the bench a lot, but he's got that good stroke, and when he's on, you can expect him to hit a lot of shots for you.
Back the other way in Montana State Billings, that shot didn't go through, but that one does from the left wing. And it's Abdul Ba, I believe, wearing number 3 for the Yellowjackets, making that one. Zaborniak wearing number 1, Jimmy Zaborniak, is a freshman into this game for SFU as well. Penny wearing number 3 has the ball. Now over to Zaborniak. Stone, ball fed inside. Hilton, turnaround, blocked. And
looks like it went off Hilton, so it'll be Yellowjackets ball. And Victor Radikai checking in for SFU. I thought he finished Thursday's game really well. He had a few offensive rebounds, some second chance points, and we'll see what he can do with his first few minutes here tonight.
Division I transfer from Eastern Washington, still trying to kind of get settled in because he's been injured for quite a bit here.
And SFU playing pretty big right now with both Radikai and Stone out on the floor at the same time. 1 second left. Ba, a long three, and he gets the bounce off the front rim. It goes down. Zach Stone was in his face. That was a great shot.
Zach just looked back at the SFU bench and kind of shrugged. I couldn't have played any better defense, but the guy made the shot. So it's a 1-point game, 12-11. Montana State Billings down by 1, trying to defend here. Oladele will draw the foul on that inside drive.
Yellowjackets players not too happy with it, but Stephen Richardson getting called for the foul, and Oladele will head to the line. And, like I mentioned before, Emmanuel very consistent from the field, consistent from 3 especially, not as consistent from the free throw line as he misses the first. I think that's a part of the game that, as a freshman, definitely a little bit difficult as you make those adjustments, and, you'd hope as he matures and gets a little older, he'll figure it out from the stripe. Hits the second one, so Emmanuel gets 1 on that possession.
Shooting 69.2% on the year from the free throw line, just above the SFU team average of 68.5. I
think that's something as a team that they really need to work on improving. You're not going to win a lot when you're shooting under 70% from the free throw line.
And it looks like there was a block by Radachai of SFU, and so Red Leafs getting a stop here.
Oh,
Back the other way.
Zach Stone looked like he got fouled on the follow-through of that three-pointer there, but there was no call. But he's quickly up to his feet and back playing defense.
And now a play is stopped.
And
Stone called for the foul there.
Yeah, he looks a little frustrated there, obviously not getting the call at one end and then being called for the foul defensively. Just going back to that Zach Stone three, I think it's something that I want to see more out of him. He's actually leading the team in three-point percentage this year. You know, you're 6'11" forward, and he's found a consistent stroke from three. I want to see him maybe put a few more of those up and maybe shake that one off, obviously, with some potential contact towards the end of it.
He is a man that will force teams, I think, to pay attention to him on the outside and maybe draw the defense out as well. But, in the few times that we have seen him shoot, like, he has been very good, and he was 2 of 2 in the game on Thursday as well.
And I think when they have him on the floor at the same time as Radachai or George Lefebvre, if he's hitting from the outside and he's drawing guys out, it's going to open up some room inside for those other bigs who love attacking the rim.
Of course, the timeout allowing the teams to make some adjustments here. 13-11 early in the game, 11:28 to go in the first half, live from the West Gym in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada. Wilson Wong here with Jacob Lazar. We both work in the SFU Marketing and Communications Department, and we are glad to be able to bring you this game, which will feature a halftime
paper airplane contest for some cash. I've seen a few people testing some out on the concourse right now. We'll see how that goes. We'll probably have to take some cover here on the opposite side of the stands. That's I think we're in the danger zone of the paper airplanes.
So out of the timeout, Montana State Billings with the ball after that Stone foul. Ball back up top, Abdul Ba, senior, transferred from Rocky Mountain College, the NAI school also in Billings. On the drive, little hook shot is strong from Richardson, but the offensive board taken by Montana State Billings, and it's a shot clock violation because that attempt there did not hit the rim.
Yeah, that.
I think SFU, was a bit more on it than Montana State Billings was, because it didn't look like the Yellowjackets
realized that the clock didn't reset. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there, Wilson. It was very close, but I do think it's the right call. It looked like it just got backboard and ended up hitting a player before bouncing up back out above the three-point line.
Zaborniak across to Oladele into the corner. Jovan Rai into the game. Radachai. Zaborniak faked the shot, stepping back and missing on that one. Oladele comes up with the offensive board, double teamed on the baseline. Out to Rai. Pass fake, now into the corner. Oladele, good from three. He got the offensive board and then converts a second chance opportunity from the corner.
And he loves those corner threes, and I think the crowd would have loved it if Zaborniak could have hit that little step back three, but Oladele makes it work and gets some second chance points.
And the Yellowjackets able to reply there. It's Ba from the top of the circle, actually a couple of steps from beyond the circle.
And a friendly bounce for Ba there, going up and then dropping right through the basket.
So the Yellowjackets have had a couple of those already in this game. Long threes where they get the bounce off the rim. So it's a one-possession game once again. Play is stopped as the referee, Kevin Lay, calling the foul on Ba. And more subs coming in for SFU. Lefebvre and Demakilangan, two of the starters, coming back in.
So we're halfway through this first half now. SFU up by 2. It's a close game. I think, now is kind of crunch time for them. This is where they've really struggled at times this year. Midway through that first half, kind of getting, pushed back a little. I want to see them push forward, really take the game to the Yellowjackets from this point on.
Rye turning around and stepping back to launch that three that goes. And it's 19-14, SFU back ahead by a couple of possessions here.
It's exactly what I just said. Take it to MSUB now. Put them back on their heels.
The Yellowjackets respond with a triple of their own. It's Carrington Wiggins.
Flint, Michigan native. He's got a good three-point stroke. He's had a few from beyond the arc now, and I've been impressed with what he's done here so far tonight.
So SFU trying to create some space here. Ball on the right side. Now Zaborniak. Slips. Radachai. Ball ends up with Lefebvre, and he scores. Cleaning up that broken play.
I like that the Red Leafs have been able to make the most out of some sloppy possessions. Maybe some passes that are a little off the mark. They're not turning balls over, and they're finding ways to battle out and score some points.
And now down the other way on the fast break. We'll settle down in the half court. Lefebvre to the hoop and scores. He will also draw the foul.
Great finish at the rim by Georges Lefebvre. His family here from Montreal. I see them sitting in the front row. It was his birthday on Thursday, and when he's attacking the rim like that, he's so hard to stop. He's long, he's quick, and he's set himself up now for a three-point play to hopefully extend this SFU lead to 7.
So,
Yellowjackets trying to get some subs in here, looking a little confused. Finally, it's Richardson checking back in.
And Lefebvre can't get that foul shot to go. The Joniku with the rebound, and the Yellowjackets will set up in the half court. Tot. Wiggins. Tot across to the other wing. Ball fed inside. Leading in, and it's going to be Shabazz drawing the foul.
I mean, that's some good defense. You're making them earn it here. I'm a little surprised. I mean, obviously Shabazz getting himself to the line. He's hopefully going to hit these shots for MSUB, but he had some guys open if he wanted to look to kick that out. But, regardless, I think at this point in the game, I mentioned off the top, you don't want to give MSUB too many opportunities at the free throw line. SFU hasn't yet. But, every once in a while, making them earn it from the stripe, playing some tough defense inside, that's a good thing.
MSUB makes good on that free throw. So they are 2 of 4 tonight so far from the foul line. Then now some defensive pressure up the court here for the Yellowjackets. Demakilangan. Back across, it's Zaborniak, sideline 3. He's open, and he makes no mistake. The freshman gets SFU out to a 26-19 lead.
That was a great assist by Demakilangan, too. Obviously, pressure D from MSUB. He found the open man. Perfect pass, easy release for Jimmy Zaborniak.
Zaborniak saves the ball, but possession retaken by Montana State Billings. Jamal Wright denied that entry pass. Second chance opportunity here for MSUB, and the three-pointer does not go from Richardson. Demakilangan up the floor for the Red Leafs. Cross to right, called for the travel.
So Demakilangan, usually more of a shooter, but so far tonight, I've really liked his movement of the ball. Carrying the ball up the floor, distributing, playing a little bit more like a point guard. Obviously, David Penny on the bench here, but just showing some versatility in his game for the young freshman, for the young sophomore.
We're going to take a short break here on Red Leafs TV. SFU leading 26-19 with 7:09 left in the first half. Welcome back to the West Gym in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada. And our live coverage of the Simon Fraser Red Leafs and the Montana State Billings Yellowjackets. In GNAC action tonight, SFU leading 26-19. We just had a little in-break mini game
free throw contest. Looked like, yeah.
What I loved, though, was official Lamont Lucas helping do the counting on one of the sides, which was
and the
very
kid
cool.
hit 4 in a row. He was dialed in from the stripe.
So the rest of the crew is Wasim Husseini and Kevin Lay, along with official Lamont Lucas. Montana State Billings trying to get something going here offensively. That shot no good from Shabazz. And looks like it's one and done here as SFU controls the rebound. Oladele. Demakilangan getting instructions to move the ball. Penny. Lefebvre. Demakilangan getting a screen. Back across. It's going to be right. Looked at a three, and he stepped on the end line. Pardon me, the sideline, near the end line. But turnover nonetheless for SFU.
It's his second one. He had to travel earlier. He's just got to simplify a little bit. You know, when Jamal Wright's a senior. He played some D1 basketball at Maryland Eastern Shore. He's one of the leaders on this team. He'll figure it out. But, yeah, maybe a little bit in his head early in this game. But, again, he's a veteran. He'll figure that out.
A beautiful little runner from Richardson gets Montana State Billings back on the board. Yellowjackets down 26-21. 6 minutes to go before halftime here in Burnaby. Exciting GNAC men's basketball action here on YouTube and Red Leafs TV. Demakilangan finding room baseline. Inside handoff to Penny, and he finishes.
I just mentioned Demakilangan. He's kind of playing point guard right now. He's distributing, and David Penny coming in to finish at the rim. The guards teaming up for a nice bucket there.
Baseline pass up to the top here. Wiggins couldn't find room. Nice backdoor pass. Nope. That's going to be a tip out of bounds by SFU.
Yeah, it looked like that's the right call. It was a nice looking play, and just didn't quite work out there for MSUB. But definitely, they're definitely getting a little creative offensively now as they try and claw back in.
And that shot is good from the wing, an open three from Richardson.
And every time we mention, MSUB, they're maybe slipping a little, trying to battle back. They're hitting some clutch threes and keeping the score close. I mean, that's what you'd expect out of a team that's at the top of the standings. They're going to hit those important shots.
And pass intercepted. And back the other way, the Yellowjackets trying to take advantage of that turnover. Tott got the pass interception and the turnover. 3-ball from the corner, strong from Richardson. Oladele. And the ball ends up with David Penny. That's what you'd expect for MSUB, even if they're not playing well, as Penny gets that shot to fall. Not a lot of room inside, but he still does it. But the Yellowjackets, I think, even when they're struggling a little bit, just keeping themselves in the game and not letting things get out of hand before they can make their run whenever they get it together.
Which, that's kind of what you have to do as the road team, right? Never let that deficit get too big, and at some point, you get a big dunk like that might spark a run for you.
And that is the second one of the game for Ajanaku, as he broke towards the baseline and no defender went with him. And we are again in a 2-possession game here, 30-26. Demakilangan looked at a shot, pulls up, long two, doesn't get the bounce off the front rim. And the Yellowjackets come up the floor. Richardson, Tott. 3.5 to go here in the first half. Screen, and Tott makes good on that long two.
That was a great shot, wow. He wasn't really set. Penny kind of coming in to defend it almost underneath him, and he swished it through. That was a great shot by Jawan Tott.
the Red Leafs, looking to maybe build some more momentum here. Out to the wing. Penny open for three. That time he is short. I don't know if there was a block there. But
man, I love watching Demaculangan in the air. He floats, doesn't he?
Now Montana State Billings has a chance to take the lead here. Wiggins making that drive, making the bucket, and then drawing the foul. Ties the game at 30, and now he'll have a chance at the foul line after this timeout. And we're going to take a short break here with the score 30-30 between Montana State Billings and Simon Fraser. And the whistle means we are back here at the West Gym. And GNAC men's basketball action between Montana State Billings and Simon Fraser. The home team Red Leafs and the road team Yellowjackets both tied at 30 points apiece here. And the Yellowjackets have a chance to take the lead on a foul shot upcoming for number 13, Carrington Wiggins.
Who's 94% from the free throw line this year. Averages 17, almost 17 and a half points per game. He's clearly a scorer from anywhere on the floor, but from the free throw line, he doesn't miss often. And there's the miss. There's the announcer's jinx. Sorry to any Yellowjackets fans tuning in.
I was actually super curious if that was going to happen, but and it did. I mean, to a guy that shoots 94%, that's a pretty good jinx.
Just call me Jim Nance on a field goal that you would expect to be hit.
So we'll see if Wright and the Red Leafs can take advantage, but he has his pass tipped and intercepted. And ball entered quickly down low and then to the wing. Around the horn, a foul on Demaculangan. So right away, Montana State Billings, you see they get the interception and they move the ball so well around the perimeter, and then they draw the foul against SFU.
Jovan Rai checking back in. Hit a nice three earlier. We've seen a few more minutes out of him here as the season's gone along.
Ball worked into the blocks. Passing out of a double team. A three on the way is good from the wing. And the Yellowjackets take a 33-30 lead on that triple from number 3, Abdul Ba. Rai working against Ba, Demaculangan. Lefebvre spinning out of a double team. Hilton, top of the circle, makes good on that three. So a nice response there from SFU.
That was a clutch shot from Hilton. Answering back, obviously the Yellowjackets just took their first lead. Eliminate that and give yourself a chance to enter the half up, which SFU is in a position to do now.
Jalen taught for a three. That's off the mark. And Demaculangan quickly putting the ball across center. Demaculangan, Hilton. Demaculangan and Penny. Fed into Lefebvre. Works the ball back out to the sideline, looking to get space to penetrate. Throws a shot up off the glass. No good.
No, that was some good defense by the Yellowjackets. They had a few guys down in the paint defending the rim. George just couldn't get a clean look.
About 15-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. So I think SFU will get one more opportunity here. Montana State Billings, though, can't get that shot to go.
They can hold for the last shot if they want it.
Hilton instead will go for the layup and will draw the foul.
I like the aggressiveness there. Yes, they could have held the ball for the last shot, but you had some good transition momentum, attack the rim, and now Nigel Hilton gets himself to the free throw line.
It's nice to change the pace of the game as
Absolutely.
well a little bit. So Hilton makes good on that foul shot, gives SFU the lead back, 34-33.
SFU very small out here now for the last 20 seconds. Got 3 guards on the floor.
So Hilton will move the free throw percentage on the season back over 70% with those 2 foul shots.
Looks like the Yellowjackets just took a timeout here, draw something up heading into halftime.
We're going to stay here on this timeout. We're going to give you the out-of-town scores from around the GNAC. Central Washington in Moses Lake, where they're playing at Big Bend Community College. Central Washington men leading Alaska 48-39. At Western Washington, Seattle Pacific leads the Vikings 32-25. I should say the Central Washington game is in the second half, 13:38 to go. In the first half, 3:09 to go. Seattle Pacific leads 32-25 over Western Washington.
Low-scoring game there, huh?
Yeah. And then at the half, at Northwest Nazarene, it's Alaska Anchorage leading Northwest Nazarene 28-24. So competitive games all around the GNAC here. And, of course, here in Burnaby, 35-33 for the Red Leafs. They will defend this, what we assume will be the final possession here of the first half. Ball in the hands of Montana State Billings and Carrington Wiggins being checked by Wright. Ba. 3 seconds left. Ba has to get an off-balance shot off the tip. Does not go. I don't know if that tip would have counted. It didn't fall, so either way, SFU will get to go in halftime with a 35-33 lead.
What a great first half. I thought both teams did a lot of really good things, finding ways to not only get some good looks from deep and hit those shots, but also battle in the paint. Both teams have done a good job of kind of grinding out maybe some possessions that were a little sloppier. We've seen both teams attack the rim, get themselves to the free throw line as well. I'm curious to see what these teams will look like coming out of the break, what kind of adjustments are going to be made. But, not much more you can ask for out of a first half of basketball than that.
Before we go into the break, first half stats individually, Ba has 12 points on 4 of 4 3-point shooting. And for the Yellowjackets as well, 8 points from Wiggins. And then on the SFU side, some balanced scoring as we see Hilton with 8, Oladele with 7, and then 6 each from Penny and Lefebvre. And for SFU, they shot 60% in that first half. For Montana State Billings, shot 43%. And both these teams doing well from the field, from 3. Mm-hmm. Looks like the Yellowjackets went 7 of 13, and SFU went 6 of 10. So that's
lots of numbers.
Lots of numbers, lots of adjustments now to make for the coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we'll see a second half as good as the first here, which has ended with SFU ahead 35-33. We're going to come back in about 10, 12 minutes time.
Yeah, I think the broadcast is staying on for this paper airplane contest. So enjoy that. We'll run some commercials, and then Wilson and I will come back with you for the second half.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
I am here to build bridges.
I'm here to promote inclusion.
To embrace diversity.
To learn from others.
I'm here to support my community.
I'm here to lift people up.
To engage.
To listen.
I am here to grow.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela Spurgeon. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
I'm here to make a difference.
I'm here to create.
To innovate.
To do research that matters.
I am here to continue asking questions.
To continue learning.
To expand my horizons.
I am here to grow.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
I'm here to get more than a degree.
I'm here to explore.
To connect. To learn.
I am here to forge a new path.
To push myself.
To set goals and achieve them.
I am here to win.
I am here to grow.
And welcome to the West Gym in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada. We are about set for second half action of tonight's GNAC men's basketball game between Simon Fraser and Montana State Billings. The Red Leafs leading 35-33 at the half. Wilson Wong here with you, along with our analyst, color commentator, Jacob Lazar. And the two of us, we get to have the fun of talking about, before this game resumes, the SFU women's basketball team, as they had a huge win tonight at Big Bend Community College in Moses Lake against Central Washington. SFU defeating the number 24 ranked Wildcats by a score of 65-57. And Jacob, you have some of the details here.
Yeah, and I mean, something, if you haven't watched very much of the women's team this year, I mean, Jessica Wazotsky is picking up right where she left off last year. She's a scoring machine. She can score inside. She can score from the outside. And she led the way, dropping 16 points, added 3 assists as well, 5 boards for Jessica Wazotsky, and only 1 for 2 from 3. Generally, the women's team loves to live by that three-pointer, but, 8 for 21 today, but they got it done inside. They got it done at the line, going 7 for 9 from the charity stripe. Some other good performances here as well. Emma Kramer, a plus 17. Some people don't really care for plus minus, but if that's a stat you look at, Emma Kramer got it done. She added 11 points as well. Assists all across the board, really, for the starters. That's something you like to see, distributing the basketball, scoring off of assists, and then Gemma Cutler continuing to put up some big rebounding numbers. She had 8 of them. She did not have a ton of blocks today. Gemma Cutler has been a GNAC leader almost right from the start of the season in blocks. I don't know where she sits at this point, but it's something we've come accustomed to, seeing Gemma Cutler great on the glass and great at blocking shots. And all of this together has helped that team, put a little win streak together. I'm excited to see them back at home in the West Gym on Thursday with the way they're playing.
Well, they got 2 huge road wins this weekend because they also won at Northwest Nazarene on Thursday. And that anytime, I mean, I think even more so on the women's side, is anytime you can get a road win against the team ahead of you, that's a huge, huge accomplishment, as the Red Leafs did so today against Central Washington. And it's almost weird to say, but they held Samantha Bowman to 23 points and 19 rebounds. We're so accustomed to seeing like 36, as she wins like GNAC Player of the Week every week. But SFU now with a record of 5-4 and 3-2 in the GNAC, right in the thick of things as they knock off Central Washington, who are just 3-3 now in the GNAC. Underway in the second half, SFU leading by 2 and with possession of the ball to open this period. Lefebvre, top of the circle, 3 ball off the mark, and Hilton trying to get the rebound.
It was a good look. George just left it short. I think that's something he's still trying to find, his three-point stroke early in the season. Obviously, we see him attack the basket a lot, but when he gets that three-point ball figured out, he's going to be a handful for defenses to deal with. And
again, we're talking about a guy who is a big contributor, but is a freshman, like a true freshman. 10 seconds to shoot for the Yellowjackets. Ball off of Lefebvre, 4 seconds. I think SFU wanted a 5-second violation earlier in the possession.
So obviously the kick ball there now gives MSUB some extra time on the shot clock to draw something up. They were running down there really with no play that looked easy for the Yellowjackets.
3 ball on the way, and they make that work. It's a triple that gives Montana State Billings the lead, 36-35.
Jawan Tots hit a few contested threes so far tonight. I think when he's got that shot, and he's obviously great off the catch and shoot, something SFU's going to have to figure out how to defend, because maybe just getting a hand in his face isn't enough.
And we've seen that was the case on a couple of shots the Yellowjackets had earlier in this half, or earlier in this game. Lefebvre under and blocked by Montana State Billings, and not sure why there was a shot clock running down, because the block clearly hit the rim, I think.
I don't think the block hit the rim. It looked like it got some net, but
Although
I think that's the discussion going on here between the officials and the SFU bench. I didn't see the ball hit the rim, but regardless, what a block by Emmanuel and John. Sorry, how do you say the name? Njanaku.
And then that time, Shabazz's shot was way off, and he wanted a foul. Demakulangan leading in and gets that shot to go.
So I mentioned it in the first half. When Demakulangan's up, it seems like he can float in the air, and he uses it to his advantage when attacking the rim and also when distributing. We've seen both of those outcomes from him so far tonight. Obviously, that was a nice finish at the basket by the sophomore Elliot Demakulangan.
And we've gone back and forth here early in the second half, and now a foul by SFU. Red Leafs are leading 37-36, but 2 foul shots on the way here for Stephen Richardson. And then Demakulangan with his second foul. So as the game goes on, the coaches will have to, of course, deal with the strategy of keeping players on the court out of foul trouble.
So if I'm not mistaken now, MSUB's missed more free throws already tonight than they did on Thursday. That's their third miss, I believe, on their 5th shot. So, free throws, something that comes and goes for a team, and there's another miss. Some days you just don't have it from the charity stripe.
Well, that could be something that plays a very big factor in a game that's been this close all the way through. Of course, you jinxed them right at the beginning, I think.
Yes,
right?
I did. Well, I jinxed one of the top free throw shooters in the conference in Carrington Wiggins, obviously, when I said he's at 94% and he missed an and one opportunity. And now we'll see what SFU can do with Jamal Wright getting to the line.
17:15 to go in the second half. Jamal Wright at the foul line for SFU. He is short on that first attempt. So Wright on the season coming into this game shooting 62.5%. So goes 50-50 there on that trip. SFU up by 2, 38-36. Ba being checked by Demakulangan. Back up towards center, Wiggins, and now ball handed off to Ba. Gets around Demakulangan, lob pass, but blocked by Lefebvre.
It's a great block by George, and he grabbed the rebound as well.
Reball, that looked online, but I think the distance was just off.
You don't see Hilton miss a lot of open threes like that, but it was a great find by Penny, who was double teamed and found the open man.
Oh, a nice shot fake. And then working inside, nice lay-in by Shabazz.
That was a great fake to draw Lefebvre out, get him off his feet, and then he drove right in the basket, made an easy shot for himself. The senior from Milwaukee keeping MSUB afloat here. Back to even.
That triple attempt short from Wright. And MSUB, chance now to take the lead again. They're tied at 38, and a foul on Wright.
Yeah, so Jamal with getting a little too physical under the basket there, and looks like we'll be heading to a timeout.
So we're going to send it to a break here on Red Leafs TV. With the two teams tied here, Montana State Billings and SFU tied at 38 here at the West Gym. About to get back underway here at the West Gym. GNAC men's basketball action between Simon Fraser and Montana State Billings. My name is Wilson Wong here with Jacob Lazar, and of course we get the live stats and updated stats. The one thing that really stood out here was for Montana State Billings here in terms of turnover category. And that three-point shot does not get the lucky bounce. Offensive board by the Yellowjackets, and they will reset here with Ba. Shabazz open for three, and he's just short on that three. So I think SFU lucky to escape that possession without giving up any points.
Yeah, and then they turn the ball over. I think, we can hear the SFU bench getting a little frustrated with these turnovers. Montana State's had one all game. They're protecting the basketball, and I think SFU's going to have to hold on to the rock. You're in a tied game. You got 15 minutes left. If you're giving Montana State Billings too many extra possessions, that's where you're going to let them start to pull away. Got to keep control of the basketball. Limit those turnovers for the rest of this game.
And especially with how close this game has been the entire way, basically. The biggest runs for each team came in the first half as Montana State Billings back up in front 41-38 on that three.
It looked like a defensive breakdown there. Carrington Wiggins wide open. He wasn't going to miss that three. And SFU trailing now. They got to find a way to battle back.
Demakilangan blocked on the way up, but it's going to be Hilton getting the putback on the second chance opportunity. Ball is out into the paint, back up top to the sideline. One step to his right. It's going to be, to his left. It's going to be Wiggins making that three. 44-40, Montana State Billings ahead by 4. It's the biggest lead of the game for the Yellowjackets. They led by 3 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Putback from Stone does not drop, and the ball knocked out of bounds for a team rebound.
So I think in this second half, SFU's perimeter defense is starting to look like it was against Seattle Pacific. Too many open looks. Now Montana State's hit a couple. You're kind of at a very key point now. You've got to find a way to force misses. Otherwise, the Yellowjackets are going to keep putting those threes up and extend this lead. You're at a point now, down 4. You need to string a few of these possessions together. Give yourself a chance to get back in front.
And that shot drops for Wiggins of Montana State Billings. He gets the backdoor pass and found himself with a pretty comfortable shot. Nice high arcing one to give Montana State Billings a 6-point lead. Stone, right. Face up to the bucket. Jump shot, no good. Rebound tipped. And ends up in the hands of Penny, and he'll draw the foul.
It's fortunate for SFU. I mean, that loose ball, they probably should have found a way to get to that. They didn't, but then MSUB, we just talked about turnovers. They protected the ball so well all game long. An unforced error there, giving the ball to Penny and then fouling him. These are some big free throws, though, by DP3. He's got to find a way to drop these down 6 now.
And Penny is 73.5% free throw shooter. And Montana State Billings asking one of the floor crew to help clean up a wet spot.
Looks like we're good to go again.
2 shots on the way from Penny. First one good, and then it will be subs in for both teams. Radachai in along with Richardson. Penny again, and that time good as well. So it is a 4-point game, 46-42. Richardson Across to Jalen Tott. Jimmy Brown across. 10 to shoot. Jumper on the way, short. Brown rebound. Knocked away by Stone on the block.
They've been sharp here on this possession. Obviously, after the Stone block, MSUB gets the ball back. Got to stay sharp for the rest of the possession. And another great shot. And Abdul Ba hits that one. You know, I don't know what the Red Leafs have to do at this point to force some misses, because MSUB is finding their stroke from beyond the arc.
7-point lead for the league-leading Yellowjackets. Right, hands off to Radachai. Working against Brown, one-on-one. Radachai will draw the foul.
I'm liking that SFU's getting to the line. Got to keep hitting some free throws, but that means they're battling. It's something we didn't see on Thursday. Not finding ways to either finish at the rim or draw fouls, and that's why you're keeping it close. But down 7, you've got to find ways to hit these free throws.
I think you're also, with all the stoppages, able to kind of slow the momentum down, slow the pace down.
Absolutely,
against Montana State Billings if they've been continually finding success on the offensive end.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, you make a great point there, as they miss both, and now they got to get back on D. But yes, MSUB has been pushing the pace right now, really taking it to this SFU defense. So some breaks obviously are going to help slow that down.
Jumper on the way from the sideline. It's Carrington Wiggins again for 3. So SFU very quickly now down 52-42, needing a big offensive burst here. Ball worked inside, and looks like Wright couldn't get that layup, but Penny on the turnaround, strong. Radachai coming down with a dunk.
I mean, I like what SFU's doing offensively. They're grinding out some points. They just got to keep MSUB off the scoreboard now.
And Penny right to the hoop. The lay-in goes off the glass. So we're back within a 2-possession game here. Can you fix the clock? Can you fix the clock? 9 to shoot here. Oh, on the drive, the lane opens, and it's going to be Wiggins again with the layup.
Oh. It's all MSUB right now, and they're going to get possession after the foul called on David Penny. We're going to head to a break here. SFU down by 8. This is an important timeout for Steve Hansen and his coaching staff to reset and come out of it in a way to hopefully cut this lead down.
So we're going to take a short break here on this timeout. MSUB leading 54-46 over SFU. Score is 54-46. Montana State Billings leads this GNAC men's basketball game over the host Simon Fraser Red Leafs. My name is Wilson Wong here with Jacob Lazar, and we've got A foul against SFU, David Penny. And then now MSUB will inbound. And ball back into play here for Ba, who is one of the leading scorers in this game, 15 points, all on three-pointers. It's 5 of 5 in this game, in fact. Turnaround shot goes for Richardson.
That was a nice little move by Richardson against the bigger Radachai, spinning around him and finishing at the rim. Again, I've liked SFU's offense tonight. They've found ways to battle, but until the defense can force some stops and maybe more importantly force some turnovers, it's going to be very important that SFU hits their shots over the stretch run of this game.
Shooting 48.5% from the field so far. 3 in the shot clock. Wright has to get one off. Does not get to the rim, and it will be an offensive turnover. Hilton will come back in for Radachai. Oladele will come back in to spell off Jovan Rai. We're midway through this second half. SFU down 56-46 to Montana State Billings. Jalen Tott. And now a foul on the baseline. Ba draws the foul against the Makalangan.
It's his third of the game.
Ball back into play. And it's Tott once again. Down the sideline. Driving to the hoop, and no mistake there from Richardson.
Richardson's come to play in the second half. He's quick and he's beating the SFU defenders and giving himself some really easy looks under the basket.
So can SFU find an adjustment that works on both sides of the floor? Demakilangan looking at right, now across to Hilton at the wing. Spinning, called for the travel. Hilton falling awkwardly and getting back up, so that's good.
And I think right now you can really see why MSUB is undefeated in conference play. Their defense is stifling, and you know, it's if those shots aren't falling and you can't get guys open, it makes it so hard when you've got a guy on you wherever you go, forcing turnovers, and that's what the Yellowjackets have been doing.
Chance to add to their 12-point lead right now, and a big block by Demakilangan gives SFU a stop.
You know, what's the turning point going to be? Is it going to be a block? Is it going to be a big three? Maybe a dunk? SFU needs something to help turn the tides here.
Demakilangan on the back door. He drives to the hoop and scores.
Well, that might be it. The block at one end, a nice finish at the other. A great pass by Penny to get the ball to George Lefebvre, and then a little dish off by Lefebvre to Demakilangan.
We're going to need more of those if you're an SFU fan. Defensive stops and then scores on the other end.
I still want to see the Red Leafs try and force a few turnovers here, but the Yellowjackets have done such a good job protecting the ball all game long.
7 to shoot. Ball into the paint. Sideline 3 from Tott. No good. Demakilangan down with the rebound. Looking to lead the charge here. Demakilangan inside. Hilton. Shot. Might have been blocked there by Montana State Billings. Janaku maybe got a hand on it.
I like the idea, though. Yeah, I like the idea. Push the pace quick. Take a decent look early in the shot clock. Just didn't fall for Hilton, and yes, likely was blocked under the basket.
Leaning in, and another 2 points for Richardson. 60-48, SFU down by 12. Demakilangan at the elbow. Looking to defer. Penny. Hilton. Hilton. Shot just rolls off the back of the rim.
Nigel Hilton's getting a little frustrated with himself. He's working the post well. His shots just aren't falling, and that's tough when you're down by 12.
Abdul-Bah with 6 to shoot, gets a screen, goes to his left, throws the ball inside, and the Ajanaku shot is... So I was going to say it was blocked, but the officials have called a foul on Oladele. So the infraction will go against SFU. And it will be a timeout here. And we're going to take a short break as well, with Montana State Billings leading 60-48 over Simon Fraser. And the players are just heading back on the floor here with 6:31 to go in the second half. Montana State Billings leads this NCAA men's basketball game by a score of 60-48 over host Simon Fraser. And the Yellowjackets have a chance to add to their lead right now on a trip to the foul line by Ajanaku. The Yellowjackets looking to take the biggest lead they've had in this game. It's been close for most of it, but the Yellowjackets have come on strong here in the second half. Leading scorer in this game is Wiggins with 21 points. Bah has 15. Richardson has 11 for the Yellowjackets, 10 each for Hilton and David Penny. And now here is Penny working against Juwan Tott. Penny back across, it's Hilton, top of the half circle, strong with that 3 ball. And Shabazz now starting the play with the rebound, and then Montana State Billings ending it on that baseline jumper from Bah.
I mean, I think that's been the story of the second half. SFU had an open look for 3, it didn't fall. And then back the other way, a mid-range jumper with a hand in his face, and it drops. And that's why MSUB is extending this lead with every possession.
Penny, short offensive rebound, blocked by Shabazz. Quick 3 on the way, and another triple goes down for Bah. He is 6 of 6 in this game.
I don't know what Oladele could have done differently. He was contesting. He closed out, the hands up. That was a great shot. And again, we've seen the Yellowjackets this whole second half hitting shots and hitting contested shots, and that's why they lead by 19.
Demakilangan cannot provide an answer in that play. And Montana State Billings now short on the dunk, and Ajanaku hitting the rim and falling down, trying to get back into play. Demakilangan can't go on that 3. Penny missing on the putback, and now Lefebvre off the mark with a dunk attempt. Penny coming down with the offensive board.
Multiple highlight opportunities. Nothing's falling, and now a missed open three. David Penny's doing everything he can to get these offensive boards. Just nothing is dropping for the Red Leafs right now.
So Tot will slow the play down. No need for kind of frantic play here from Montana State Billings. They are looking pretty comfortable right now, 67-48.
Yeah, I think MSUB is ready to lock this game down now. Use up all the time they can, finish at the rim when they can, and get themselves to the free throw line when they can.
Demakilangan called for the foul. And there again, you just see SFU did get a hand on entry pass, and it just didn't break their way. Ends up with them giving up 2 foul shots. So SFU looking to get back into this one. They're going to bring in, going to sub back in 3 players once this first shot goes. So it's going to be Stone, Zaborniak, and Wright. Demakilangan called for his 4th foul. And the fans looking to get some excitement here going. Stopping their feet, helping that missed shot from Montana State Billings. Zaborniak comes down with the rebound. 4:09 to go before the end of regulation. SFU down 68-48. Zaborniak gets a screen from Stone. Oladele on a turnaround 3. Just wide left. Tot being guarded by Zaborniak. A couple of number 1s. Richardson. Ba working against Stone. Gets past Stone. Might have been blocked from behind, missed, but the putback is good. (70-48), Montana State Billings dominating the second half, which began with SFU ahead 35-33.
Yeah, it's tough. Only 13 points for SFU so far in the second half. Just not good enough, Wilson.
Turnaround from Wright is short, and I will say they've gotten some good opportunities, and somehow, some way, they just haven't fallen the way that they've needed for this game to stay close. The Yellowjackets. Richardson. Offensive foul now called on the perimeter. And I believe that was, we'll see, I believe that was Joniku. We're going to have a media timeout, so we're going to take another short break here with Montana State Billings leading 70-48. And we're set to get back underway between SFU and MSUB here at the West Gym in Burnaby. SFU, the Red Leafs, will inbound. Right, Zaborniak, Stone, Oladele, and Demakilangan on the floor for the home team in white. Play is underway with Zaborniak being checked by Tot. Right, hands off to Demakilangan. Zaborniak. Inside pass for Wright, tries to get up, but he's blocked. Gets a loose ball back, goes up again, and scores. Great determination after that Shabazz block for Jamal Wright. And the Yellowjackets will, of course, use up the shot clock here on each possession. Tot, foul line pass back out towards center. A long three on the way, and oh my goodness. I believe that's his 7th three-pointer for Ba on 7 opportunities.
And he's had a hand in his face probably on all 7.
And, I mean, that was 3 steps behind the line.
Yeah, what an impressive shooting performance from the senior. Unbelievable.
So he's now the leading scorer in this game. Wright can't get that shot to fall.
And he came in, like Abdul Ba came into the game averaging just under 10 points per game.
Well, I mean, when you are a good team, you have guys that step up and guys that can, when needed, take that opportunity and provide the depth that maybe, you know, an SFU right now, just with their injuries, just doesn't have.
I mean, and I should say, he came in averaging 9.7, but over 50% from 3. Right. He's a lethal shooter from downtown, but this is something else. This is a game Steph Curry would be proud of.
So ball working around the perimeter here. Shabazz against Stone. No need to rush here. Shabazz will throw up a 3, and that one does not go. Quick outlet pass. It's going to be Stone. Gets that shot to fall. But it's not SFU's night here, as they will fall to Montana State Billings. So the Yellowjackets will continue to lead the GNAC standings after this game. They will improve to 6-0 in league play and 12-4 overall. And now play is stopped for an offensive foul against Montana State Billings. Oh, pardon me, that's just a turnover. SFU will drop to 0-5 in league play and 5-9. Zaborniak missing on that long 2. SFU getting the rebound. That's Rye. For Zaborniak, 3 short, and the rebound taken by Montana State Billings. And it's going to be the star of the show here, Ba, running out the clock here. 8 of 12 from the field, including 7 of 7 from 3. That was the latest set of stats that we had, but 23 points in this game. And we will get the final stats here in just a bit. These are unofficial. We will make some adjustments post-game by looking at some of the video on things that we will need to re-examine. But that is the final score here, 73-52, and Montana State Billings with a monster second half.
They really showed in the second half why they are the number 1 team in the GNAC, and at both ends of the floor. That second half, those adjustments they made coming out of the break, they shut SFU's offense down, and they exploited the weaknesses defensively. The 3-ball was working, and when they attacked the rim with high percentages. And, you know, it's tough, and we'll see what the SFU staff and players can look at out of that second half and build on for next week. But yeah, that was a pretty quick turnaround in that second half from an SFU lead coming out of the break to a clear and concise victory for the Montana State Billings Yellowjackets.
second half scoring was 40-17 in favor of the Yellowjackets, so they dominate the final 20 minutes of play to leave SFU with the win and continue their undefeated streak to start conference play. 73-52. We're just going to give you some of the final stats, or the unofficial final stats here before we get off the broadcast. We will also, before we do that, we're just going to update you on some of the scores across the GNAC. Central Washington defeated Alaska 78-66, so Central Washington actually gets their first league win of the year. Seattle Pacific, late in the second half, with about 5:49 to go, leads Western Washington 73-59. So it looks like the Falcons will keep pace with St. Martin's and Montana State Billings atop the conference. And low-score game at Northwest Nazarene. I wasn't even quite sure this is correct, but it is a marked final. Northwest Nazarene 48-47 over Alaska Anchorage, so a big win by the Nighthawks there at home. And then, of course, the earlier today, St. Martin's won their matchup as well. So that is the GNAC, and we will give you some of the final stats for you here today. For SFU, the leading scorers, Hilton and Penny with 10 points each. They both went 3 and 9 from the field. Demakilangan 7 rebounds, 6 for Penny. And then for Montana State Billings, Ba, 23 points, 8 of 12 shooting, 7 for 7 from beyond the three-point line. Simply amazing. Wiggins.
You got to imagine Ba's going to be in line for GNAC Player of the Week after a performance like that. You would hope he's at least in the running.
Yeah. Wiggins, 21 points, 8 of 11 shooting, 5 of 6 from 3. I mean,
that's right up there too.
That would have been quite the stat line, and that wasn't even the best performance of the day for MSU Billings. Ajanaku 9 rebounds, and then Shabazz had 3 blocks and 8 rebounds. I believe Ajanaku, I think we're going to have to look at the video. He might have gotten a couple more. But SFU falling here, and Montana State Billings shooting 48% from the field, 27-56, 14-24 from 3, so they shot 58%. And SFU struggling from the field, 19-52 for 36.5%, and then from three-point line, 6 of 19 for almost 32%, but just not able to get it done offensively and defensively. So we knew coming in it was going to be a tough test against Montana State Billings, and they played well for I think a half and a bit, and they just the Yellowjackets coming on too strong here. So once again, the final score here from the West Gym, the Yellowjackets win 73-52 for Jacob Lazar. I'm Wilson Wong. Thank you very much for joining us, and we hope we get to chat with you as soon as next week when we have SFU women's basketball here on Red Leafs TV. Have a wonderful night and the rest of your weekend.